Alright. Oof, the ping. Alright, so I was told to react to fucking Ampertain vs Zrdi. Wait, let me just turn on performance mode. Alright, so let me just load up the replay. Oh, alright. Wait, isn't this Terran but be Terran? Okay, it is this, right? Oh, okay, sure. So, Offrace game against KT, so I thought both of you were playing Terran. Alright, let's start off looking at it. Let's start from the beginning. I wanna see if Zrdi makes the Zrdi thing. Choose up one. Doesn't. Oh, going for a bit of a delay for supply depot. Yeah, going in for a pretty late supply depot. Alright, let's look at Ampertain. Builds a pylon over here. Sure. And he sends a scout out. Alright, let's look at the idea now. Alright, still building the first of it. The first supply depot. Stuff makes sense. He doesn't queue the same SUV to work on the. Yeah, okay, I think that's just a unexperienced Zrdi player moment. Can't really blame him for that. Alright, so the scout comes in. Zrdi ignores it because, of course, the early game's pretty boring. Got the pretty good gateway. Ampertain building a second pylon. Doing what Ampertain does best. Why is he doing this? Oh, a bit of pro Perez. No way. Zrdi halting. This is actually pretty effective. Doing this makes it really slows down the building of the orbital command, and it also brings the SUV down quite a bit. Ampertain, you know what? Ampertain at this stage of the game looks pretty solid. Zrdi sets up two SUVs, probably to like defend in case. Not sure how well that'll work. He doesn't go for either thing because nothing is on gas. Really? Alright. So now something's on gas, but now his orbital and his reactor is really late. So right now, Ampertain looking like he's in a better place now. I mean, he doesn't have any units, but if you were to compare, oh, he goes oof. Bit of a confusing play by Ampertain here. Alright, so I'm gonna. Oof, Zrdi does not go for the orbital. Honestly, I'd say that's a miss. And he cancels it? What the fuck? Is he going for a proxy? What? Not so sure what he's doing there. But in any case, it looks like Ampertain's not. Ampertain, where is he? Is he going to scout again instead of taking a second? Really questionable choice, honestly. If I were Ampertain, oh, he has a lot of idle workers not doing anything. I think this is just a inexperienced macro from Ampertain. So Ampertain has the first Zealot coming out. Let's take a look at Zrdi. Zrdi doesn't have... Oh, okay, so he has 2 Marines coming up. What about this? So he has 2 barracks coming up. 1 barracks further away from the other. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Usually here, I would go for a second gas. But I guess it's not on Zrdi's habit to go for a second gas at this point. So yeah, they're constructing... Ooh, Ampertain going for the further base. A bit confusing, but this could work out, I guess. He builds 2 more gateways. Oof, a bit confusing. A bit funny as well. I don't really get the purpose of doing this. It's not that clear right now. Oh, the first Zealot actually coming in. If he could run the Zealot into the mineral line and cause a bit of... Why is he doing that? He's not gonna... He should have just ran into the mineral... Okay, yeah, so now he realizes... Oh crap, I need to run them into the mineral line. Zrdi swarms him, and it's over. Alright. Yeah, so Ampertain not looking in a good spot, having a bunch of idle workers, a bunch of floating materials as well. If I were Ampertain, I would probably just start spamming a bunch of units and going in for like an early harass, because at the stage that we are looking now, he has more than enough minerals to do all of that. If you look at Zrdi not upgrading anything, I think that's just a not played enough Terran issue. Not upgrading anything usually you want to upgrade something. Usually you want engineering bay at around now, so you can start getting +1 so you don't float so hard. He's going for a starport at the bit of a front placement. Usually I do it at the back. It doesn't really matter. Goes for a reactor factory. A bit of an interesting play. I don't really know why he did that. Reactor factories are generally less useful in like a standard Terran game, because you know... Oh, okay, he moves it. But it's because reactor factories just give Hellbats and Widow Mines, and while both of them are really important tools in the Terran's arsenal, it doesn't outweigh the usefulness of tanks and the sheer power of tanks. But I guess if you want to go for the reactor, it's oh, he goes back to the tech lab and then he moves it onto the starport. A bit of an interesting switcheroo, I guess. I'm still a bit confused about that play, but it was probably just a mistake. Okay, going back to Ampertain, okay, so he has a bunch of stalkers readied up. Does he have teleport ready? No, he does not have blink. Alright. Ampertain still floating a lot of minerals. Alright, he finally realizes that he has to teleport stuff in. Honestly, Ampertain could probably afford to run his current army in, but I think it's just because of a lack of scouting, and he should also expand right now. I think it's a huge flaw that he doesn't expand here. How about here? Alright, here, expand. Zrdi, does he have anything? He still does not have any stim packs or combat shields. Looks to me like he's going for what he's infatuated with whenever he plays Terran. Just Triple M tank. He really likes his Triple M tank. He goes for this wall because he for some reason loves walls as well. I don't really get it. I don't think it's the bad. Oh my gosh, Ampertain decides to take a third here. A bit confusing, and he also has a bunch of the standing standing probes, which is kind of funny. If I were you, I would just get one of these MFs to make a pylon over here so that you can start teleporting people out here instead of like in the base in order to increase the speed. But it looks like Ampertain is going to prepare himself for the first attack. I don't think this is a bad idea, honestly. I mean, Zrdi's army is pretty strong, but I bet this army is about as equal to Zrdi's army right now. Ooh, but Zrdi already has a tank, so does he decide to move it? Or what? What's he doing? Alright, so yeah, okay, so he's going in for the attack. Zrdi is probably busy somewhere else, I'm not too sure. Oh, but then that poor Micro, oh Jesus. Horrible micro on Ampertain's part. I think with better micro you could have definitely gotten a lot more value out of the attack. I think the entire Marine and Marauder camp could have been destroyed with that attack if he had just done better micro. Man, that was a really weird attack. Why was he not shooting? I see. Zrdi making two. Oh crap, he isn't. Oh, okay, he's moving over here. Alright. Now you can see Zrdi's tendency to play much more carefully or much more differently from how he plays Zerg. You can see how careful he is when he plays with Terran. Does he have upgrades yet? He still has not got the Tech Lab upgrades, which is pain. Oh, Ampertain has a Dark Shrine. Alright, so Zrdi needs to react with, I don't know, some sensor towers or something. Or else Ampertain's gonna run the Dark MFs into it. I don't fucking know what their names are. Alright, he's researching Blink, which is pretty good. He still has a lot of idle workers around, which is really bad. Zrdi floating a lot. He's not making. He does not siege up tanks, which is a bit funny. Oh, okay, yep. Yep. That's what I meant by the sensor towers. Yeah, so Zrdi's economy is, well, in any normal match his economy will be in shambles, but because, you know, Zrdi is not making anything apart from triple M tank, so all is good. He's not doing anything with the CC, which is a pretty big flaw, but all's good. All is good. I'm gonna increase the speed a bit because it looks like nothing much is happening. Ampertain do be stalking out more stalkers. He built a robo over here, which is a bit risky, I guess. He still has not taken the natural, by the way. Yeah, you can see Zrdi going in for a medivac harass. And what's he doing? Oh my gosh. Alright, I think he's gonna run it into this space, maybe? Alright, yeah, he is. That's gonna be really effective because Ampertain does not spread out his troops. Alright. Oh, I think he's moving it over to the main. Oh, he has Void Wave Race rating ladder. Alright, Ampertain actually taking that attack really well. Zrdi deciding to run, I don't think that's the best idea in this situation. But Ampertain's defense is actually really solid. If you were to compare how his units are spread out as to like Zrdi, you'd see that, well, he doesn't really spread out that much, and I think that's why Ampertain was able to run that wolf, the dark MFs into the base much more effectively. Okay, let's go back and analyze the. I think we should go back and analyze that battle, because I think that's a really important point in the match that we should look at. Alright, so there's a bunch of stalkers over here, building a bunch of robos, mortars, whatnot. Zrdi does not siege up his tanks, which is a bit of a problem, because usually you want your tanks to be sieged up if they're still. More range, more AoE, more damage, all of that good shiz. But yeah, alright. So this is the army that he's going in with. He also has the robos coming up. Alright. Okay, so I think frankly the problem here with Ampertain's attack is that, oof, his micro is just simply not up to standard. You see, because if I think if Ampertain ran his what do you call it, the Immortals in with the main army, I feel like he would have had a higher chance. But then again, Zrdi does have a bunch of tanks just waiting. So that's something to consider as well. And I don't know if Void Rays were necessarily the best idea to run into the base, because right now if you take a look at their economy, you can see that Zrdi is way more stacked than Ampertain right now, and I think it's because of the several failed attacks that Ampertain has dealt against. It just has spiraled. It has just spiraled down uncontrollably, honestly. He's running the, what are these guys called? Dark Templars, yes. So he's gonna run the Dark Templars probably to the back again. I don't think, okay. I think at this stage of the game, I think it'd be much more beneficial if you diversify your army a lot. For Zrdi's side especially, because he has so many materials. You could spec into Thors, you could spec into what is that? You could spec into more Vikings, you could spec into Banshees, and those troops are so beneficial, especially in a Terran army, which Zrdi is just simply not using. Okay, so Zrdi scans the Dark Templars. He sends his entire army, which is a bit funny, but all's good. So right now, really nothing happening. The Dark Templars are coming in again. If I was Zrdi right now, I'd probably invest in some Ravens over here, because sure the scan is cool, but like, wouldn't you just have to not scan? So yeah, alright, so he comes in. Because yeah, see, if you had a bunch of Ravens, this wouldn't happen. Like, you wouldn't have to specifically micro these scans. So if you're bringing, and you can do this, look at the amount of materials that Zrdi has. They're just simply not using. And once again, Zrdi runs into the common Terran problem after a long time, where you don't build enough supply buildings, and as you can see, he only has 2 barracks, which, and given the time of the match right now, he could invest in so much more. so many more. Okay, yeah, so he finally decides to bring a Raven. Actually, good play. If we take a look at Ampertain's army, we'll notice that of his entire army, he only has Void Race, which are air units. So if I was Zrdi, I would probably say, this is interesting, and then I'll put in Banshees. Because Banshees are just broken against ground units. Because the only thing he has to counter is the Void Race, and then again, the entirety of the Marine army defends against air, so, you know. Alright, so he finally built a 4th yeah. He still has not gotten any of the barracks upgrades, which is extremely frustrating. He has not gotten an armor, he has not gotten an engineering bay. So yeah, definitely not the most Terran player as you expect, being a Zerg main. Yeah, so Zrdi decides, oh shit, alright, I'm gonna beat the crap out of them now. Raven Micro is a bitch. So yeah, then he decides to finish them off. Very cool. For now it's basically the end. Yep. There isn't really much to see here. He goes around, beats the shit out of them. Does that. He does the Raven drop for some reason. Oh, he's out here scouting and shit. Tanks are still parked at the outside, by the way. Bit funny. Alright, so he finally moves the tanks. He's not moving any of his army in. This is a problem with the Terran units. If you don't move your army in, that's an entire like 6 tanks worth of DPS that you're missing out on. Not like that actually matters, you know. Alright, and that's basically it. IBMing and shit. Alright. And it's basically over. Alright. That was a really boring game to watch. So, thank you for watching. No thank you for watching. Fuck off.